Hey YouTube, it's Scarecrow Kaiser. Today I'm gonna do a deck profile on a Gear Chronicle deck. I've never done a Gear Chronicle deck prior to this, like Chrono Jet, because I figured that would be a really boring deck profile. Like, you all know what that deck looks like. It tops all the time. Like, they'd be like, "Hey guys, you want to see my hand? Do you all have hands?" Like, it's like a hand's a hand, like whatever. It might be slightly different, but whatever. So, but this deck, not that many people play it, and a lot of the people who do play it, to be completely honest, are budget players and it can't make it very good because they don't want to put the resources into it. But I decided to try it out, and I actually like the deck more than I thought I would. Obviously, I don't think it's as good as like the Chrono Jet Time Leap deck, but still pretty good. And like even if like the Time Leap deck like got completely destroyed, this and it was up to like Zodiac Time Beast to like take over, they could make a pretty good deck, especially since they're obviously going to be getting more support. So to get into it, the starter I'm using for now is Chrono Drain. Um, I like him most so far. For one, he's a Zodiac Time Beast, so he sometimes that matters that he powers up and stuff. But I like him for his skill. It's not perfect in this deck. I don't like taking grade 3s out of the deck, but it does like give me like good. It gives me a card to attack with for a turn, and it gives me something to stride with the following turn, as well as it gets me a Chrono Jet if I didn't have a Chrono Jet. But that's a different thing to say. But yeah, I tried TikTok. It's okay. Gives you another attack. It's kind of like the resources that this thing generates and stuff. So, and it works well when you're striding with Chrono Jet. So, other than that, I considered playing like TikTok or Chrono Jet G if I don't ride Chrono Jet G, but that way it's a good starter regardless of what you ride. But usually you get to ride Chrono Jet anyways, so. For my triggers, I'm playing 4 Heart Thump and 2 Zodiac crits. I could play the Tiger crit, but I figured I'd rather have like a Zodiac since I can use it for other things. Then I'm playing 2 Zodiac draws, 4 Owatar. Even without Melum in this deck, is still a really good card, regardless of who you have on your Vanguard. Tiger or Chrono Jet, this thing is really helpful for when you do your strides and stuff to time leap in to a grade 1. With Chrono Jet, draw your 2 cards, put 1 back, or with Fang, you get to stride with it, and then you get to do your draw 2 cards, put 1 back. And then last, play 4 Hamsters. For the grade 1s, we got 4 perfect guards that unflip damage. Although Counterblast isn't super duper heavy in this deck, you still Counterblast quite a bit, so it's helpful. More so than like what other perfect guards could be, like the Time Leap one. We're playing 4 Steam Breath. You don't need as much once if you're riding Chrono Fang, but if you're riding Chrono Jet, you need it, and it helps you search out Chrono Jet, which is the preferred grade 3 to ride, so. And then we got 3 Jackal, our 11k attacker, and 3 Unicorn. Now these are my grade 1 Zodiacs I chose to play. Jackal is pretty self-explanatory. He's a strong booster and a strong attacker. And I'm playing the Unicorn. Some people would probably want to play that bird guy, the rare, who can get +5 or +4 and swap places. I don't really like that card that much, and I don't like its cost. The fact that it's an 11k is kind of cool, but it's kind of weird because to utilize that thing, you would probably have to time leap into it. This means in your battle phase, you're time leaping at grade 0. I don't like the card. I like the Unicorn, and the 3k it gives out helps you make like good columns, hit over 21 and stuff like that. So that's why I'm doing this. That's it for the ones. Into our grade 2s, we got for Tamer. I underestimated how good this card actually would be. Once I started playing with the deck, I found out this card is really freaking cool. It's especially good the turn that you are doing next stage type things. So it gives you 5 chances to drive check a grade 3. And other than that, it's an 11. I like this card a lot. For Speedy Bunny, he gets 1k for every other unit that's a Zodiac, so that includes the Vanguard. So he could get up to like 14 by himself, and then with a 7k boost, it's 21. Now, you're not always going to have a full field. That doesn't actually happen often. But the fact that he can get over the 11k mark easily, combined with other effects in the deck, he makes good numbers very easily. So that's why he's here. And then our last grade 2 is 3 Buffalo. He's an 11k. He doesn't easily hit as good numbers as the Bunny, but on the other plus side, this guy isn't Generation Break, so if you had to go first and you're writing grade 3, you could call him and he'd still be an 11. And so I guess you might be able to make good numbers happen like that, but he's not as good as the Bunny, which is sad because I think he looks way cooler. Next, for grade 3s, we got for Chrono Jet G, the ideal ride in this deck. He's really freaking good. His on-stride skill is really cool, really helpful, and his Generation Break is amazing in this deck. Like when you go into your Chrono Jet combos and stuff, like he makes your field get like strong numbers, and he's huge himself. Like he's pretty freaking cool. I like him a lot. And then for the next grade 3, for now, I'm doing 2 of each Chrono Fang, but I think I might just cut out the G's and play 4 regular. I think, like, I've never had to ride this guy yet, actually, but I never want to actually see that day. Chrono Fang is just, like, a good backup grade 3 in this deck. Now, I should mention, it's probably better in this deck if all your grade 3s are Zodiacs. That's the main reason. You need a Zodiac Time Beast for a lot of your cards to work, and you need a Drive Check grade 3s for your Tamers to work, so you're probably just better off. While Chrono Jet G has a kind of cool skill, it's not that helpful that often, so and it's really just a 1-for-1. But so I think I'll probably go 4 and 4, although this isn't bad. It's been working out okay, but. And onto the G Zone. We'll start with the G Guardians, I guess. First, 2 Rafana. You can turn a guy into an Urwatar, and then when you draw next turn and stride with your Chrono Jet G, you can time leap it. I'm playing 2 just because I like the big shield it gives for like no cost practically. And having Urwatar for a setup for the next turn is pretty helpful. Then we got 1 Uluru. I almost wanted to play 2 instead of 2 Rafana. I might still switch it back, but for now I'm doing just the 1. And then 2 Heterohound, because it's one of the best G cards in the game and you can use it, so why wouldn't you? Really good card. Then we got our 1 Seabreeze, pretty standard, doesn't really need an explanation. Usually our first stride in the deck, we go into Split Pegasus. The +2 that he gives out when he's face up, most of the time isn't that relevant, but often, especially with like Speedy Bunny and stuff, you're hitting just the right numbers with it. So it doesn't always matter, but it matters often when it counts. So, and his skill to turn 1 card into 2 is pretty cool. Sometimes you can, if you don't want to use the skill on your Chrono Drain, you could call a grade 2 from your hand with Chrono Jet, then time leap it into a 3, then use the Pegasus skill to turn that 3 into 2 Tamers, which also put your grade 3 back, so your Tamers are more likely to go off. Or you can often call it like Urwatar, time leap him into like a Jackal, or a Unicorn, I mean, give out 3k to someone or get into a Jackal. Or you could call a grade, you could use it on a grade 2, turn it into 2 Unicorns, give out +6 to the field, 3k to 2 guys and make good columns. He's just a really good setup, and then his extra 2k he's applying is helpful later on. And then one Hung Long, I think that's how you say this thing's name. This thing is more relevant a little bit later, after the next couple cards I'm going to mention, so I'll get to that in a minute. Next we got 3 next stage, and teamed up with 2 Gear Groovies. You could play 4 next stage. I'm playing it like this because I just think it's more fun like this, and it's more combo-y. But in relation to the Hung Long, basically, usually when I play a deck, my second stride is like a next stage. My third stride will be Groovy. I'll Soul Blast, flip a Hung Long, and copy next stage Hung Long so that I can attack for 31, get a card back that's bound, either call it or add it to hand, and then next stage back into G and swing. Yeah, you could just go for next stage, in which case I don't know that I would suggest playing this guy for sure, but this is how I'm playing it, and I've really liked it so far. And then our last card of the day is 2 Chronos Command. I like this guy for the Link Joker matchup mostly. Sometimes other matchups it matters, but mostly I'm playing it for the Link Joker matchup. So yeah, just to wipe out the field. So that is it for this deck profile. I'm eventually gonna get to. I haven't, because of the holidays, got to play test this deck in a tournament or anything yet, but I plan to soon. And then I'll let you guys know how it does. But it looks pretty promising, and it's pretty fun to play if you've been considering it but haven't gotten into it. Obviously, if you can make this deck, you can pretty much afford to make Chrono Jet anyways. But if you're trying to make something fun, or you're looking toward the future of the clan, this is a way to look. But thank you for watching.